Well, NTPC came out with a robust set of numbers. Remember, National Thermal Power Company, one of the largest PSU power utility companies, power stocks, power generating companies, and it's a stock that's looked at very widely, especially for the PLF trends that the company reports every quarter. Now, when you're talking about the standalone numbers, much about what the street was anticipating, robust set. In fact, revenues came in at a little over 23,400 crore rupees, above the street anticipation, marginally above street anticipation of 80 now. But have a look at the core EBITDA. The core EBITDA has come in at a little over 6,700 crore rupees, which is a significant beat to the 80 now as well as the analyst poll. We're also talking about margins being extremely strong, and you could attribute this to the fact that the company actually has a very robust and very good business model. It's a regulated business model. So even though the pandemic and the lockdown ensued, it ensured that the company did not really lose out on collections. But however, remember that the company this particular quarter took a one-time impact, a one-time provision and a one-time rebate to SEBs or state electricity boards. We are talking about the margins coming in at 33% above the street anticipation, almost 400 to 500 basis points above what the market was anticipating. The profitability was down 5% on the back of the one-time impact, came in close to 2,400 crore rupees, down 5% on a year-on-year basis. When you're talking about the key factors, the key highlights in the quarter gone by, remember the most important thing you also have to keep in mind that the company completed 2 acquisitions of NEEPCO as well as CIL. So what you're talking about is the group installed capacity. The total group installed capacity saw an increase of close to 7,000 megawatt, that is 6,984 megawatt, and the group installed capacity now stands at 62,110 megawatt. The most important trend, the thermal PLF came in close to 46.7%. versus 63.06% on a year-on-year basis. What you're actually looking at is this particular number. The plant load factor is quite important. The coal plant load saw a dip of around 15.7%. Solar saw a dip of around almost flat on a year-on-year basis. Hydro saw a dip of 3.7%. All India dip was around 16.4 basis points. So not a very significant dip despite the lockdown and despite the kind of complete demand destruction that the market was anticipating. Also, on the other hand, when you're talking about the plant availability factor actually went up on a sequential basis. When you're talking about the plant availability factor for the coal operations stood at 95.76, for the gas operations stood at around 93.3, and for the hydro operations stood at around 109.1. So overall, very good set of numbers with the average tariff of around 3.98 rupees. So good set. It'll be interesting to see how this particular stock performs